Our core focus as a company is to help others reach their full potential through connection and relationship. That has been very important for us. And our core values are quiet confidence. We treat each other with respect. We're hardworking problem solvers, and we get it done. So in our industry, that's very, very important to have that quiet confidence where you know your stuff, but you're not arrogant, you're not boastful. You carry yourself with this quiet confidence of knowing what you're doing, but you're still respectful. And treating each other with respect is very straightforward. Hardworking problem solvers are our team is always busy solving problems on the fly because we can schedule our projects and execute them. However, every day something arises that has to be solved now, and decisions have to be made right away. And then gets it done means we say we're going to do something, we're going to do it.
This episode is brought to you by 10x Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10x Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker. They only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by Rakowski Law Firm. If you're a business owner or have built a level of wealth, but you don't have your estate plan dialed in, you're exposed. Rakowski Law Firm helps families and business owners protect their assets, avoid probate, and make sure everything transfers exactly how it should. This isn't just paperwork, it's a real strategy to protect your legacy. If you haven't looked at your plan in a while or don't have one, go to rakowskilawfirm.com. This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team. What's up, everybody? This episode is sponsored by ExitWise. If you're a business owner thinking about selling your company, whether that's now or years down the road, you need to know what your business is actually worth and how to maximize that exit. That's exactly what ExitWise does. They help you prepare, position, and ultimately sell your business by assembling a world-class team of M&A experts around you, guiding you from valuation all the way through closing. If you want to know what your business is really worth and how to increase that number before you sell, go check out exitwise.com and get ahead of it.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Builder's Bible podcast. Today, we're going to be covering a lot of key topics, the challenges, the pain points, growth, expansion, and many more. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, let me ask you this. Pennsylvania?
So I am located in Ohio.
Okay,
So
gotcha. So,
we call it Holmes County, Ohio.
okay. Nice, very nice. How long have you been out there for?
I have lived out here my entire life, actually. I recently, about a year ago, not quite a year ago, about 10 months ago, we actually moved to my home property, what we would call the home place. So it would be where I grew up and I was born and raised. I'm currently living in the house that I bought the property that I grew up in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotcha. Cool, very nice. Well, good for you. That's awesome. Well, yeah, give me a little bit of background. What are you doing these days? Andrew was saying that you're in quite a bit. Serial entrepreneur, construction, concrete, all the above. So yeah, I'd love to hear all about it.
Yeah. So I can start wherever you want me to start. So I can start even you want me to start from the beginning?
Yeah, let's hear it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember back when I was a kid, I was 12, 13 years old. My father started pouring concrete. Perfectly remember the day. I was so excited to watch my father leave the house, and him and an employee, they started to go out and to do their own thing. That was in 2012. That was in 2000. And so off and on during the summer, I would help my father. I would go out and help. And when I turned 15, I got another job. My father requested myself to go work, under someone else. And I'm so glad I did. It was a great experience. I worked 5 years away from the concrete industry, and then I came back. And in 2015, I bought JMR Concrete, which is the family business. At that time, we had 6 employees, and my vision was, how can we keep this a family business? How can we keep it for generations? That's always been my vision and my dream. When I bought the business, we had 6 employees. That included myself, my father, my 2 brothers, and 2 employees. As we began working together, and about a year later, we expanded onto the business so we can be a little bit more diversified as a family. So we were basically, the one crew was all family. It had its challenges, that's for sure. I was a young entrepreneur at that time and navigating through that. And I started another company, which was a foundation company. We did poured walls, foundation for houses, garages, and etc. In 2018 is where things really started to shift. At that time I had 12 employees, and I just couldn't keep up. I was looking for work. It just took twice the work, and I almost didn't reach around. Had the opportunity to buy a company called Grove Construction. And when people hear the name, they think construction, like building, but it's actually, we do everything concrete construction. So at that time, I was very, very excited and interested to get into this because it was an opportunity to find more work. However, I did not realize I had no idea how to manage commercial jobs. I had no idea how to manage this many people. And one thing led to another. That business grew, and I put my head down and kept going. And the crew grew from 12 to 15, from 15 to 20, from 20 to 25 to 30 employees, and by 2020 I was burned out. Mentally, clarity wasn't there. I remember, plain as day, my wife and I, we went to Mexico to a clinic. My wife had some health stuff she wanted to take care of, and I was there as a companion in 2020. And I ended up in the ER. I had serious stomach pains, and it was, man, what am I getting myself into? And they told me down there that I can either change the way I think, change the way I eat, and change the way I do things, basically, or I can be a cancer patient by the time I'm 40. Because I was just dealing with a lot of acid reflux and just a lot of stomach issues.
Yeah.
And so at that moment, something shifted. So I was constantly looking for ways to improve. Was 288 pounds and just really overweight. And that's how I coped with all my stress, and was just eating food and not getting enough exercise. So by 2023, like I said, I'm a firm believer in, when we look for something, we're going to find it. So in
Yeah.
2023, I talked to the right person. He introduced me to Ruck. I was like, man, I'm not sure I want to do that. Finally, I just did it. Put my head down and did it. Uh, that has that has completely shifted my life. My mental clarity, and the 4 pillars was probably the biggest thing, because the first time I was looking at the 4 pillars from Rise Up Kings of faith, family, fitness, finance. In my head, I was trying to tell myself I'm living in that order, but I was not. That was one of my biggest shifts, was putting those 4 pillars in order. That has been, that has been great. I came home, my brother went through, I had a few employees go through, my father went through Rise Up Kings, and it just definitely was a blessing. In 24 of November, we started implementing EOS with Barry Barrett, also a Ruck brother out of Kentucky. And that has been, I want to step back a little bit. I'm missing an important part here. I want to also include my family in this, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, my wife and I, my wife's name is Barbara. We got married in 2010. And we have 5 children. Oldest twin daughters, they're 14. Our oldest son, the twin daughters' names are Leanne and Luann. Our oldest son, name is Moses, he's 12. He is 7, and Anita is 5. So those are our 5 children, and in the last 2.5 years, I have spent more time with my family than I've had in the last ever. I mean, and for the thing that's very, very interesting is to be able to talk about that and not be able to pick up shame. I can't redo the past. However, I can move forward and build from that. So that's a little bit about my family and what we do as a family. We love going to Florida for vacation. We love going to Florida and where it's warm in the wintertime. Last
A
winter we
little
didn't
bit
go.
different than Ohio.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Um, we love working outdoors. We have a little mini farm here. We always have some chickens here. We have some ponies. We have a dog that's loose, and we're always outside doing something, maybe gardening, doing something in the garden, or doing something in the woods. Fishing with our boys. That's always a highlight. Those are the things that we do during the summer. Um,
Great. Oh,
so anyways.
awesome.
I wanted to mix that in as well.
Yeah.
That's my faith and my family are my most important things, because as far as I believe, as far as my construction business and the business that we have, um, that's all temporary. I mean, that's all. When I leave this earth, the most important thing is my faith and what I've done with my family is
Sure.
what I truly believe.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Collar Business Advisors. If you're running an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, or landscaping, or any other type of home service business and wondering where all the money is going despite growing your revenue, you need to talk to Paul Maskill. Paul has scaled and sold multiple blue collar businesses and now helps business owners improve cash flow, profitability, and financial clarity through outsourced CFO services. His clients gain a better understanding of their numbers, build predictable profits, and create a business that supports the life they actually want. One of the things I appreciate most about Paul is he's not just a finance guy. He's been in the trenches as an owner. He understands the challenges of running blue collar businesses because he's done it himself. If you're doing a few $1,000,000 a year in revenue and want to stop guessing at your numbers and start building real wealth, head over to bluecollaradvisors.com. That's thebluecollaradvisors.com and schedule a discovery call with Paul and his team. Blue Collar Business Advisors, helping blue collar business owners build financially healthy companies and achieve permanent profitability. This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. This episode is brought to you by Jonathan Keim and the teams at 360 Commercial Roofing and Top Roof Marketing. If you own or manage commercial property, or you're a roofing contractor looking to grow, Jonathan has spent more than a decade helping businesses protect their buildings and scale through proven commercial roofing and marketing systems. His companies specialize in commercial roofing solutions, roof asset management, and marketing built specifically for the roofing industry. Whether you need a trusted commercial roofing partner or want to generate more qualified roofing leads, check out 360 Commercial Roofing or Top Roof Marketing. You can go to www.360, like 360, commercialroofing.com, and Top Roof Marketing, www.toproofmarketing.com. Now let's get into today's episode.
So where I had left off was in November of 2020 started a journey with EOS with Barry Barrett. And EOS stands for Entrepreneurial Operating Systems. We had multiple business at that time. We were running 4 businesses. I ended up selling in July of 24. I sold one of my businesses to my youngest brother. He wanted to buy one of the businesses and do his own thing, and the blessing in that, which it was an opportunity for me, because in my mind I was going, that's not my plan, that's not my vision. However, it's been a blessing, because um yeah, he can still do work for us. I can help him out, he can help me out, and it works great. So that happened in 2024, and in November, going back to the EOS thing, we've been running EOS for a little bit over a year now. And what EOS has done for our companies is, number one is it got us to get everyone on the same page, get everyone on in one boat and row in one direction. We were too much, and everyone was kind of doing their own thing. They were all over the place. EOS got us to think in alignment and move in one direction. So that's when I say our niche is concrete. So that's how we think, that's how we plan, that's how we coordinate our business. We're not in the market to at this moment, we're not in the market to buy a plumbing business or buy a roofing business, because it's not our niche. We are set up to do concrete and concrete supplies, and anything in concrete, it's us.
Yeah.
That has been a huge game changer, even for myself, because it kept me focused on what we're good at and what we can do. Our core focus as a company is to help others reach their full potential through connection and relationship. That has been very important for us. And our core values are quiet confidence. We treat each other with respect. We're hardworking problem solvers, and we get it done. So in our industry, that's very, very important, to have that quiet confidence where you know your stuff, but you're not arrogant, you're not boastful. You carry yourself with this quiet confidence of knowing what you're doing, but you're still respectful. And treating each other with respect is very straightforward. Hardworking problem solvers our team is always busy solving problems on the fly, because we can schedule our projects and execute them. However, every day something arises that has to be solved now, and decisions have to be made right away. Um, and then gets it done means, we say we're going to do something, we're going to do it. So that's who we are as a company. How my day-to-day role looks: I'm obviously, as the sole owner of the 3 companies. In the EOS world, we call it the visionary seat. So I'm sitting in the visionary seat, and I hired an integrator, which would be a COO. So he's running the backside of the business. He's taking care of all the systemizing and making sure the day-to-day stuff with books and stuff like that, dealing with bookkeepers and making sure all that stuff is taken care of.
Mhm.
I am currently functioning very actively in a seat that is called quality control and training, and I love it. Interacting with customers. If there's quality issues, I'm negotiating with the customer. We're coming up with a plan on how we're going to fix it, and at the same time, we are going through a process where we're hiring a bunch of people. And my job currently is to also help train people that we're bringing in on board. Also realize that it's temporarily. We had a few of our team members quit. So my brother was in the quality control and training seat. He got put into a foreman position on the one crew to help train up another foreman until he can remove himself from that crew. So technically, uh, I'm backfilling his role until he can remove himself from that crew. It could be 6 months, it could be 4 months, it could be 8 months. Just until we have a foreman up to speed on that crew, and then he will remove himself and then take his position back. So, yep.
Yeah, that's part of business. People come and go. That's the thing.
100%.
It's yeah, cost of doing business, nature of the beast. No, it happens. You're not the only one. But yeah, back to kind of what you got a lot going on, man. I don't know how you keep up with everything. But what are some of the challenges you've been facing? Talk to me a little bit about that. With so much going on, three companies,
Mhm.
with employees that are leaving, hiring on new employees, shifting jobs. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts around that?
Yeah. Some of the challenges that I'm facing is to I've grown from a really negative mindset to where now is this is happening for me, it's not happening to me.
Hmm.
So I look at every challenge as an opportunity. So I mean, yeah, it's what I'm doing right now is creating more work for myself, but I'm gladly doing it. If I wouldn't want to do this because I mean, I'm just going to be transparent. We've in the course of about 6 months, there's been 12 people leaving the company. So filling these seats and training new people, it can be challenging, but it's also an opportunity to train new people and work with them, yeah, etc. So, but at the same time, the blessings that have come out of this is unbelievable. We had an employee start yesterday where we would have 2 or even 3 years ago, we would only dream to hire an employee like this. It's just I don't know, when someone quits that is in a management level that does a lot of things, and at that moment there is this little twitch of fear to go, okay, what's actually going to happen? Someone has to fill this role. And by the time everything settles and a couple people move in and it keeps right on going,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
main focus at this time is it's very important for me to stay calm, even though there is a little bit of chaos. It's very important for me to not freak out and staying calm is very important for me, for sure.
Absolutely. It's keeping that level mindset. And if you can't control that, that's when kind of things go off, off the rails, per se. It's like you start making
Yeah.
bad decisions. One thing leads to another. And, you stress out, things go downhill, that type of stuff. So yeah, definitely keep that level mindset. And just also keep in mind, like, you're not the only person doing that. So but yeah,
Oh,
no, it's,
100.
I mean, every lesson is a learning opportunity. Everything's a lesson. So you know how to deal with it next time. And employee retention is really big. Like it's hard to you can find a great employee who does great work, but also if they're not a good fit culturally, like within the company, if they don't get along with you and the employees or something's just kind of off, it's just like I gotta either let you go or you're gonna quit and I'll find someone else. Like you know how to hire the next
Mhm.
person. Let me ask you this: 3 5 years from now, you have a ton of companies. Where do you see yourself? Where do you guys see, your companies? Do you want to? You pretty much have everything under one roof. It sounds like. You guys looking at expanding? Are you guys looking at acquiring another company, kind of in the same field that you guys are doing, or what does that look like?
So at this moment, as being transparent and vulnerable with fast growing so far, all of my finances have been bootstrapped. I don't have a silent partner or someone that's just dumping a ton of cash in here.
Yeah.
So it's for right now, moving forward, is the answer to that is yes, we're going to grow. However, at a more of a controlled growth. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
my vision to be in 3 to 5 years from now, if the right opportunity comes around, sure, I'll go for it. As far as buying another business or anything like that. But I'm not knocking on doors or anything like that to try to require a business. Now, the company, right now at this moment, we're not financially set to do that at this moment.
Sure.
And 3, 5 years from now, sure, it could change. What our vision is to keep our employees busy 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. And then at the end of the year, whatever the outcome is, that's what the outcome is. Sure, I mean, we've set our target. Our target for our commercial company for gross revenue is 10.5. And will we hit that and probably exceed it? Sure, yeah, we will. I mean, our goal is to crush that. And so it's just different because to be transparent and honest, like, even 2 years ago, I had no idea where I was going. I was so into getting the next job done, moving on, and as money came in, bills got paid, nothing was planned, and now was was having a COO. That all changed. I mean, we've budgeted out this year and next year, and it's just a complete different mindset. One thing that I've noticed is with um, people with people that have that are very successful. They run on a tight budget. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter how much money they have. They run on a tight budget, and I've been noticing that and talking to other entrepreneurs that run on a tight budget. I'm like, that is really interesting because I believe that if we're a good steward with whatever we get or whatever we have, if we're a good steward with whatever we have, God will bless us with more.
Mhm.
So if that goes to any level in life. So and it even breaks it down to financially. I can't expect to be loose with my money and just have abundance because if I'd have more, I'd do the same thing. It's the same thing where there's people that, no judgment here, but there's people that live paycheck to paycheck. It
It's
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They can get a $10,000 a year price increase a year later, and it's the same thing happens.
yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
so that's the concept or what I'm getting to is with the business is we're on a tight budget. I literally today for the first time I was on a phone call about an hour before this call, and I was on the phone call with a good friend of mine. He's a salesman, and he does marketing. We do a lot of billboards and stuff, and he has a really good deal going on right now. And I had to tell him, I said, look, right now our marketing budget is empty.
Hmm.
June, July, sure. It's just right now it's just our slow season.
Yeah.
And because he was running a special, in my mind I was thinking, I have to sign up today, start paying today in order to get that special. And he goes, no, you just have to sign up today. You can start paying in August. I don't care. We won't run your digital sign till August. You can take advantage of this discount. You're already in the system. You can wait till August. And I said, okay, great. So let's wait till July 1st and then we're good. Just right
Yeah.
now, our marketing cup is empty, and we'll
Right.
be good in the next 3-4 months. It's just a different mindset. A year ago, I would have just said, "Well, we'll put it on this credit card. We'll figure it out." We
Yeah.
would have been okay by June, July. We would have been able to pay it and move away from it, but it's just a different mindset.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You got to know your numbers. Money goes fast too. Like
Oh
if
my
you don't
goodness.
know where your dollar's going, it can go real fast.
Yep.
Like, oh, I got, 500,000 in the bank. I'm good. A couple days later you'd be like, "Oh, where did all this go?" That type of stuff, It's so
Yep.
you really got to budgeting is it's very key to really anybody. Either you're living paycheck to paycheck or you have $5 million in the bank, you got a budget because it goes fast.
That's exactly where I was up until now, which is the business was living on check to check. That's just the way it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Long term,
Yeah.
that's not sustainable.
Yeah, it isn't. It really isn't. And then you always hear businesses, oh yeah, I took out a zero interest, credit card, or we have a line of
Mm.
credit over here, or this and that. But yeah, I mean, if you can avoid that, absolutely, 100% go be your own bank, essentially. So
Yeah.
yeah. So, but David, I really appreciate your time. Anything else you want to add? Where can they find you actually?
Where can you find me?
Yeah, your website, social
Oh,
media,
okay. So
all
my
that stuff.
website, if you look up JMR Concrete
Okay.
Finishers.com, you'll pop right on my website.
Okay, jmrfinishers.com. And that's
JMR
pretty
Concrete.
much covers everything.
Yep. JMRConcreteFinishers.com. Yep. And that'll
Okay.
get you right on our website.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, stick around. I have a couple questions for you at the end, but David, appreciate your time. So, are you there?
Yep.
There you are. Cool. Cool. Well, David, awesome. I don't want to take too much of your time. I know you're busy. I appreciate the conversation. Definitely learned a lot. I'm wondering, have you heard of a concept called Be Your Own Bank? I mentioned it at the very end of our just a couple minutes ago, but it's basically a way of and it's actually set up through a life insurance policy. I don't know if are you familiar with life insurance policies?
I am. Yeah. Somewhat. Yeah.
So basically, a life insurance policy is, a policy you pay into, and then you get a death benefit out of it. But
Okay.
that's like your typical term life. There's a new type of policy. I wouldn't say new, but newer type of policy out there called Index Universal. It's actually indexed with the market. So for example, if the market's going to do 10, 15%, the institution's going to pay you 10 to 15%. And this is a really popular concept among real estate development and companies that purchase a lot of capital, things like that. And so instead of going to the banks and getting a mortgage out or taking a loan out or opening up a new credit card, they're literally just borrowing from this life insurance policy to fund their purchases, whether it's employee retention or if they want to buy a new house or if they need to buy a new truck, whatever it is. And the thing is that it's a life insurance policy, and it's actually the IRS deemed it as a tax-free investment vehicle. So you can take this money out that's gaining interest. No matter how much money you make in this policy, it's all tax-free. It's an arbitrage situation because you're leveraging the $1 here to invest it over here, and then the bank is still paying you 10% on that $1. I'm just using 10% as an easy number.
Yeah.
I think it could definitely help you a lot. I know 3 to 5 years from now, if you do want to go make a purchase to another company, you'll actually have money in the bank doing that. So I actually was talking to a roofer up in Milwaukee. He does $6 million a year, and he's also in real estate. Talking to him to put 50 grand a year into this, or 100 grand a year, whatever you're looking for the next 5 years, because he has a commercial real estate line too, where he's building 120 units on like where his office is in Milwaukee. And I was like, you're going to have money to fund most, if not all, this operation, in 5 years when you are ready to pull the trigger on it. Do you think that's any interest to you? Would you like to hop on another call? Yeah. The thing is, not a whole lot of people know about this, because when they think of a life insurance policy, it's like a death policy, which is true. But you also, with these IULs, you actually have the cash value to tap into on this. So all tax.
So what? So is this okay? So in my mind, I'm hearing a few things. Is this something that I would personally sign up for and use it for myself, or is it something I could also offer as a company for the employees?
So a couple different things. A life insurance policy is very flexible, so we can use it as for yourself. My background's actually in oil and gas, and so I took a policy out, just to give you an example, 10 years ago. On myself, and I've been paying into it for 10 years every single month. And then actually buy oil and gas rights in Long Beach, California, because there's a huge oil and gas basin out there, and people are selling the rights, so I'll go in and buy it. Actually, I've been tapping into my life insurance policy to pay for all that. At the same time, I'm still getting interest on the account value. Say it's $100,000 in this, you take $100,000 out to invest, you're still paying you $100,000 on 10% on that $100,000. So we can use it you can structure it for employee retention, for example, like, hey, for like a bonus structure. If you don't offer like a 401k or an IRA or anything like that, you can say, hey, I can give you a bonus. It'll be tax-free to the employee because it's a life insurance policy. Basically, you're taking a loan from it. And then also tax-free to you because you don't have to pay, payroll taxes, Medicare, Medicaid, FICA, all that stuff. So yeah, tons of different ways you can structure the policy.
So as for myself personally, how much or how long do I have to pay into it before I could take out a loan?
Well, you can take out a loan immediately. I would not recommend taking it out in the first year. But yeah, the longer you wait, the more money you can, accumulate in that. It's the better. But yeah, it's so yeah, if you want to wait 3 to 5 years before you make your next major purchase, absolutely, like a business, or if you need to buy a truck, for say $60,000, you can pull from that policy, in year 1 or 2, something minimal. That's fine, but yeah.
How do I get information? Do I contact you? Do I work through you, or how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to. Yeah, we can hop on another call and do this. I actually have another call at the top of the hour. But yeah, we can go over concepts, we can run some illustrations. And so really what they do, they don't do it, so the application process, next steps would be the application process. And they don't do a credit check. They're going to need some rough numbers on like what your business does, that type of stuff, because essentially what you're doing, we're qualifying for a death benefit, and that's basically what we're purchasing. And it's more of a health check. So they're going to have you, basically you're going to have to do a medical exam. And I set all that up, and they'll come to you to do it. It takes 20 minutes. They'll take your blood, answer a couple health questions, and then you're good to go. And then they'll figure out like what rating you are outside of that. And then so the application process takes anywhere from like 4 to 6 weeks. And then, so again, it's not something you have to start immediately, give me your banking information and you start paying to it today. But it's going to be another month and a half, 2 months before, the policy is active.
But yeah, I would definitely love to look into that because I'm gonna and be transparent again. I don't have anything set up. I don't have a trust fund, or that's the next thing on the list. I've not really. I don't even have a will. And I was like,
Yeah.
man, I have to get. I have enough things going on that I have to, or I want to get on that. So that
Sure.
would be something
Yeah.
that I would love to also get into because I want to set something up for my children as well.
Yeah.
So
So I have, and it's a investment vehicle for kids. So I have two kids too. I have a 3.5-year-old, and then I have a 3-month-old. And I have a policy on my 3.5-year-old, and I have a policy on my 3-month-old. And because they're so young, their rates are so extremely inexpensive. So I'm paying like, for both kids, I'm paying like $1,000 a year. And by the time they're 60, it's going to be worth 900,000 to $1 million, and they can use all that money tax free. So, and they can use it for retirement if they want to invest in a property, buy a house, pay down some debt, pay for college, whatever it is,
yeah,
it's very,
yeah,
yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I love that.
Hey everyone, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Builders Bible Podcast. If you have any questions or if you want to be on an episode, reach out anytime. Alex at kings-coaching.co. Talk to you guys soon.